Welcome back to another explainer. Today we live in a world of entirely silent electric supercars that can effortlessly hit 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds. But long before that, long before we had modern hypercars with all their hybrid systems pushing just unimaginable horsepower, there was a handful of classic, analog machines that absolutely stunned the world with their raw speed. We're talking about the true pioneers of performance.
So, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What were the absolute kings of the road before modern hypercars even existed as a concept? Well, today we're answering exactly that by counting down the top 5 fastest classic cars ever built. These are the foundational speed machines that set the benchmarks we are still talking about today.
These legendary cars didn't just break records, they literally bent the laws of physics for their time and laid the absolute foundation of modern engineering. They pushed the limits of what was physically possible on 4 wheels during their eras. Okay, let's dive into this and kick off our countdown.
Number 5. The Supercar Pioneer. We're heading back to 1971 to look at a vehicle that didn't just push the envelope, it practically invented it.
The legendary Lamborghini Miura SV. This absolute beauty is often called the world's first true supercar. It rocked a 3.9-liter naturally aspirated V12 that produced around 385 horsepower. But the real genius here? They crammed that massive V12 sideways right behind the driver's head. It practically invented the mid-engine supercar layout we all know and love today, completely inspiring generations of performance cars that followed.
180 miles per hour. To put that into perspective, back in 1971, most family sedans were struggling just to hit 80 on a good day. The Miura proved that road cars could achieve speeds once thought strictly reserved for the racetrack. It absolutely amazed the world.
Moving up the list to number 4, the barrier breaker. Jumping ahead to 1987, we meet a raw, uncompromising machine built specifically for a 40th anniversary. The Ferrari F40. Fed by 2 turbos pushing massive amounts of air into its 2.9-liter V8, it produced a frankly terrifying 478 horsepower. It was Enzo Ferrari's final masterpiece, and he was so incredibly obsessed with saving weight that this thing didn't even have actual interior door handles, just a pull string. It was all about the pure, raw, visceral driving experience.
201 miles per hour. With that blistering top speed, the F40 became one of the very first production cars in history to officially smash right through the 200-mile-per-hour milestone. It fundamentally redefined what a street-legal car was capable of doing. Next up, number 3, the Brief King. A 1992 marvel that captured the ultimate crown, even if it couldn't hold on to it forever.
The stunning Jaguar XJ220. Powered by a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 producing 542 horsepower. Now, the crazy thing about this car, Jaguar originally promised buyers a massive V12 engine. People were actually furious when it showed up with a V6 instead. That is, until they saw what that smaller engine could actually do.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what it could do. It hit an incredible 212 miles per hour. That staggering number instantly silenced the critics and secured it the title of the world's fastest production car, at least for a little while.
Coming in at number 2, the Unbeatable Legend. Designed by the visionary Gordon Murray and widely considered one of the greatest supercars ever built.
The legendary McLaren F1. Packing a massive 6.1-liter BMW V12, producing 627 horsepower. And get this, it was naturally aspirated, meaning it used no turbos, no superchargers, just pure raw engine breathing. It was engineered so obsessively that the engine bay was literally lined with real gold to reflect the extreme heat. No way, right?
The result was a verified top speed of 240.1 miles per hour. This wasn't just a record for the time. The McLaren F1 remained the world's fastest naturally aspirated production car for decades. It was, and honestly still is, an earth-shattering achievement in engineering that commands massive respect.
And hitting number 1, the technological marvel, the car that laid the absolute groundwork for the modern hypercars we see today. The Bugatti EB110 Supersport. This wasn't just a car, it was basically a spaceship for the road. Released in 1995, it featured a 3.5-liter V12 fed by not 1, not 2, but 4 turbochargers pumping out 603 horsepower. It was Bugatti loudly announcing their spectacular return to the world and setting the stage for the Veyron and Chiron.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is a fascinating paradox. You might be looking at this and thinking, wait, the Bugatti's top speed was 221 miles per hour, technically slower than the McLaren F1. So why does it take our number one spot today? Because its quad-turbo, all-wheel drive setup was so radically advanced that it single-handedly became the engineering blueprint for the entire modern hypercar era. It was just vastly ahead of its time.
Now for some legendary honorable mentions, because we simply can't talk about speed without acknowledging a few other foundational icons. Just look at this historic lineup. We've got the space-age tech of the Porsche 959, the beautiful aggression of the Ferrari 288 GTO, the terrifying raw power of the Shelby Cobra 427, those iconic doors on the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing, and the foundational American muscle of the Chevrolet Corvette C2 Stingray. Each one of these was an absolute masterclass in pushing the envelope for their time.
So why do classic cars matter? Let's look at the foundation they built.
When we map these out chronologically, you realize we witnessed an absolute sprint of human innovation. I mean, in just under 3 decades, we went from the 180-mile-per-hour Miura in '71 all the way to the 240-mile-per-hour McLaren F1 in '98. Without these engineering wars continually pushing each other, the multi-million-dollar hypercars, the crazy aerodynamics, and the incredible speed records we see today simply wouldn't exist.
As our source material brilliantly points out here, speed isn't just about the technology. It's about passion. It's about fearless engineering. These timeless legends are a testament to human ingenuity just flat out refusing to accept the limits of physics, and that's exactly why they continue to inspire car enthusiasts across the globe.
Which brings us to one final thought to chew on. As we move into an era where silent, highly computerized electric motors can effortlessly shatter these old speed records, will we ever again see a time where going fast required such raw, terrifying, and beautiful mechanical engineering? Let me know where you stand and tell me which classic car is your absolute favorite. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really love breaking down these incredible pieces of history with you. Keep that passion for fearless engineering alive, and I'll catch you next time.